If you're a hard gainer, but more specifically, you struggle to put mass on in your arms, you gotta listen to this. I know it's pretty common knowledge at this point that the muscles in your arms, like your biceps, are pretty small muscles and they don't require a ton of weight to apply the maximum stimulus. Let me tell you why that only works well after you've built some mass, and what to do instead when your arms are still small. Think about the cable lateral raise. It's so hard to progressively overload that movement because any increase in the weight is probably going to be a 5-pound change, and that is 20 to 30% of the weight on the lift. And if you think about how you progressively overload stronger muscles, when you have the option to do it at smaller increments, you're going to do it at smaller increments because then your body can adapt more easily. If you jumped by 20% load every time on a really strong movement, your body would not be able to effectively make the adaptations as well as if you jumped by 5% or 10%. So can you see why with super light weights, it's kind of an issue? You're limiting your adaptations. Now what you're gonna do instead is more like a compound lift. So an easy bar curl, it's easy, as the name suggests, to recruit a few other muscles and you can lift a lot heavier weights. Why are we trying to recruit other muscles if we're trying to grow our biceps specifically? Well, it is still a bicep exercise, but recruiting those extra secondary muscles, maybe not having the most perfect form, will allow you to still progressively overload your biceps at a more reasonable rate. So you build up first with that movement that you can lift heavier on, and then once you build some strength and some size, then I think it's much more effective to go back down to maybe the single arm dumbbell movements with perfect form. And maybe now you're able to lift heavier with the dumbbells and the progressive overload becomes more reasonable.